Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Gundam Boys podcast. Now, you might be wondering, hey, where the heck were you guys? We went into the Kyoto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got a divorce. But it's okay. Mom and Dad are back together.
And because we got a divorce, that means you get two episode recaps and discussions in one.
Completely on the record. It was due to scheduling conflicts because we're preparing to go to a convention. More on that later. Furbus, what would you rate this episode?
On an arbitrary ranking scale, I would rate this 7 Machus out of 10?
What? I would rate this 5 3-foots out of 5.
Wow, that's a lot of feet.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like it has to do with last week's episode.
So what you're listening to right now is episode 5 recap and review and us rambling. And what you'll listen to later is so you get episode 5 and 6. Yippee!
Whoa! It's double week. Congrats, kids.
This episode picks off 2 of the 3 black tri-stars.
Yep.
They do clan bat. They're actually in the top 10 rankings.
Yeah.
And they cannibalize. People are joking that they cannibalized Mash's Dom to give themselves the extra feet on the back for the backpacks.
Yeah, hence my 3-foot joke, because really interesting design with the duo stars. That's what I'm calling them. Yeah, their Rick Doms have a third leg.
Is that a third leg, or are you happy to see me?
No, it's literally a third leg. They literally have like a third Rick Dom leg strapped on the back so that it increases their like speed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So gives a whole new meaning to try stars. But Furbus, what happened to the third member of the Black Tri-Stars?
He became a mayor and also is in a cheating scandal.
Yup.
Tee-hee-hee.
Tee-hee.
So the Black Tri-Stars decide, let's fucking take on the Gundam because we need money.
Yeah, because
and then Machu, she's just kind of chilling. Yeah, so the first half of this episode, lots of fan service, lots of sunbathing Machu.
And sunbathing Pomeranian's leader, who I can't remember the name of. We stand a queen.
But then this episode kind of shifts perspective from Machu to Nyann once they deliver some food to Shuji.
Yep.
Because Shuji, he's got a cold. He's out of it. So he's laying down on the Gundam. He's fucking out of it. The girls decide, okay, let's join them. You've seen the art.
Yep. You've seen them take off all their clothes and strip down to their underwear for some reason. Hey.
And then they get ready for a clan bat.
Yep. Or they try to, at least.
When they're in the station, Nyann gets racially profiled.
Yep.
And Machu has none of it. The spoiled girl she is, she doesn't understand how this works. So she kicks one of the cops in the fucking nuts.
A classic Camille Badon move. And then Xavier.
Xavier,
however they pronounce it. They change the pronunciation half the time, but we're pretty sure it's Xavier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xavier's like, duh, hey, my memory's shit, but that looked like girl from the other episode. And then traps her in a locker.
I've seen people kind of go, he's a dumbass. Why doesn't he know that's Machu who took his Gundam? And then it's kind of like, guys, he was literally berated and beaten for like a day straight by the cops after he lost the Gundam.
Yep, and also a lot of that shit was happening like really fucking fast. We were seeing it in like slow-mo, so
because he saw her for like a second,
maybe not, if that, like maybe half a second of her jumping out of the mobile suit, be like, oh, that the girl. So yeah, stop shitting on Xavier.
But it's okay because he sees her for a lot more than half a second, because he pushes her into a locker,
which is basically how
that's how we met, right?
Yeah, that's how we met. We didn't meet online.
Yeah.
We met by you pushing me into a locker.
Yeah, I pushed you in a locker and I'm like,
wanted poster or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the back and forth going on between Xavier and Machu is that Machu wants to go to Clan Bat, but then she realizes, oh, this guy, he's Xeon. He'll know if I'm, going to Clan Bat.
Yeah.
Also, he might be a rapist.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Xavier's perspective in all of this is, holy shit, is this Machu the girl who stole my
This
Gundam?
might.
Let's find the red Gundam.
Oh.
So he keeps her in there until the clan bat starts to see if she really is Machu or not.
Yeah. And then
But
but
little plot twist.
Nyann, and this is how we get Nyann being the pilot for this
Yeah,
week.
she decides I'm gonna wear the suit. I'm gonna
Hop in
wear the
quickly.
beanie. She gets into the GQuuuuuX
Uh,
and the clan bat
I do
starts.
want to point out an interesting detail. Um, and Furbus and I kind of talked about this very briefly. I do firmly believe that the Haro helps out in some part of unlocking the GQuuuuuX, like what it does, like the whole like whatever. Not like, oh, the Haro is a new type, but like you have to be a new type to use the Saikamu frame. But also, you only get half of a key in the mobile suit. The Haro acts like the second half of the whole key, I think. And that's how come it's only able to unlock if you're a new type and you have that little fucking Haro Bluetooth speaker in the cockpit with you.
That would also explain Conch, Shuji's little crab robot.
Yep.
Because the idea we were working out is that the robot acts as like a conduit for all the physical stress that gets put on the pilot
Yeah.
while the
Subverts
Psychomu
the
system is active.
Probably helps to like subvert the effects or add further prevention or like a safety net for Zeknova.
It'll probably get like revealed within 2 episodes that were dead wrong.
Oh yeah, it'd be really awesome if we're dead wrong because that's always a treat. And
Mm.
then we get treated to the clam
A
bat.
very nice clan bet this week.
Yeah, and also another
Mm.
interesting detail. She was half expecting Shuji to just kind of like carry the match. Um,
But Shuji zonked.
Shuji
He got into
Shuji
the
zonked on
weed
that
store.
Nyquil. So we get Nyan action, and that's when she is able to tap into new type space fuckery or the Kira Kira. And we get that interesting detail of when she's able to tap into the new type collectiveness. The GQuuuuuX eyes are purple, and some of the other parts light up purple as well.
And it's interesting to note that Nyan's Kira Kira main color is purple, whereas Shuji has yellow and Machu has a blue,
Yeah,
and even like Amuro has like a darker blue. And Shiko, when we saw her before she died, she had a darker blue as well.
yeah,
And the colors kind of change in between whoever is, like the main proponent of the Kira Kira, whatever perspective we're seeing,
yeah,
which is pretty interesting.
yeah. And it makes me wonder if, as because obviously, like for Nyan and Machu, their new type abilities have just started to awaken. So it makes me wonder if more of the GQuuuuuX itself is going to be unlocked because Kentro's pointed it out on previous episodes of the podcast. Rest in peace, Kentro, for today's episode. And the GQuuuuuX has teeth. I see a mouth on that thing.
And they even pointed out in one of the episodes, I think it's like episode 3, they literally say, this Gundam has teeth.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that mouth is actually going to open up.
I'm wondering what that mouth do.
Yeah. Probably fires like a
What that
laser.
mouth
It
do?
probably fires like a really deadly laser, maybe.
hmm Um, since we're talking about this will probably pop up in the next few episodes. I was always pointing out, well, if you look, the backpack on the Red Gundam is the core fighter,
Yep.
right? It's all folded in. It's like the core block. Um, Apparently, the high grade has a core fighter.
Yep.
Is it just the backpack
No, no,
on
no.
this one too?
Yeah, so if you see on the back of the GQuuuuuX in the show, it has like those thrusters that can like move and change the angle of trajectory. That is the back of a core fighter because on the actual model kit itself, you get a piece that you could put on the front because the backpack is detachable, and then it becomes a little the GQuuuuuX version of the core fighter, uh, which is interesting to note because
So it's like a separate build type thing, the
yeah,
core fighter?
yeah. So the backpack is a separate piece that plugs directly into the back of the actual mobile suit, and then on the model kit itself, you build the separate like cockpit and nose cone, and then if you want to display the backpack as a core fighter, you just take the backpack off, and then you put the cockpit on. It attaches via like a single standard 3 millimeter peg, so you could probably get creative with attaching like some other piece from like maybe the 30-minute missions line. But yeah, no, that's a fucking we're just seeing the ass end of a core fighter hanging out of the GQuuuuuX, which makes sense considering how like slender the GQuuuuuX mobile suits are in general, so that you can't really fit the entire core fighter inside. So I thought that was an interesting detail I noticed on the kit.
Is it kind of like the, Impulse Gundam where the core fighter or the jet just kinda, like, attaches to the back? Or
Yeah.
is it kind of like G-Reco where it goes inside and is the cockpit?
Um
Because I know when Machu first gets in it, the cockpit glass is able to slide over and everyone's like, "Oh, yeah, that's like a core fighter."
yeah, so here, one I'll take a picture so that way you have a frame of reference of what I'm talking about. To the viewers at home, uh get the kit. It's like 20 bucks. No, I'm sure there's images of it online, but there's just so Furbus has a good frame of reference for what I'm talking about. I'll text it to you. I think it's like a bit of both of the sword impulse and the G Reco or the G self. Uh that like the core fighter is the cockpit, but it also like attaches to the back to give it its backpack goodness stuff. Because this is like, yeah, it's kind of interesting because we haven't seen this in the show yet, so that's kind of big hit spoilers, maybe.
I mean, from the very start of GQuuuuuX, we've been spoiled by this kit.
Yeah,
Like, the fact that
it's
it's,
Xeon.
a Xeon one.
Yeah, or the fact that it wields a heat. Well, I mean, we saw that in a trailer that the GQuuuuuX wields a heat hawk and everything, but
It's
that's
just interesting that people were saying, "Oh, it's got a heat hawk, so it's a Xeon unit," whereas it's a Xeon unit, but the heat hawk is just happenstance
it just
because
found it.
Machu grabbed that.
Yeah, it literally just found it. But yeah,
It just kinda be like that sometimes.
yeah, and I'm like I'm pretty certain that the cockpit is the core fighter because if you notice the inside of the cockpit, I'm pretty sure it's like pretty circular, right? And
Mhm.
if you notice on the details for the core block or for the core fighter, the where the pilot would sit for to pilot the core fighter, it's also very circular and kind of bare bones, almost like it needs to like connect into something.
Yeah, so it probably connects into a little pod
Yeah,
that then comes into the thing.
yeah, because I'm even
So
looking at
kind of like the G self, I'm assuming.
yeah, I'm even looking at the manual right now, or the side of the box on my HG kit. Um, and those like really circular parts in between those like little thin parts is painted blue like a cockpit window. So yeah, that's
Hmm.
definitely the cockpit of
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays into like a re 100th scale type thing.
yeah, I really hope they do a full mechanics kit for this. Honestly, I think this is such a fantastic design that would work great in 1/100th scale. Not to turn this into let's talk about the HGG self, but like excellent kit. But it has that really interesting detail that we haven't seen in the show yet. That yeah, it is what we're seeing. Those thrusters on the back of the G self is part of the core fighter. So that design still carried over from the first generation mobile suits.
Speaking of mobile suits, Nyan kind of goes fucking insane in the Kira Kira.
Yeah.
She exclaims, "This is freedom," while massacring 2 war veterans.
Yeah, no, they just, like, they straight up fucking die. She might be a better pilot than Machu at this rate, which makes
Because
me
Machu
sad.
doesn't really have a battle instinct yet. Because
No.
if you notice, she doesn't really do much. She always relies on Shuji to do it.
Yeah.
So people are saying, "Oh, Shuji's going to like start cucking Machu for Nyan because she's a better fighter,"
Yeah.
which would be
Sad,
an interesting dynamic.
and it would be sad because Machu's
Um,
best bean.
so Machu gets out of the locker. Xavier is like, "Okay, well, you're not Machu, I guess."
Yeah.
And then she starts running through a rainy street, and we're given a vocal rendition of the girl from the space colony. And it's got a completely different name now, the vocal version. And it kind of led me to this like little hypothesis that I got going
Okay.
that all of the songs that we've gotten so far, like the insert song from episode 4 when Shiko dies,
Yeah.
that one is entirely like la 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 la, right?
Yeah. The Lala song.
So we're probably going to get like a vocal version of that song at some point when someone dies. But
Probably.
the new vocal version of this one is called From the Aquarium City. And I'm not going to go into the lyrics now, but pretty heavy song, pretty good song.
Yeah.
We also got another insert song this episode, Summer of the Mirage.
Mm.
Those ones pretty good. Machu goes, I thought the Kira was just between me and Shuji. What the fuck? This isn't fair. Because, she's a spoiled brat.
Yeah. She wants to be a
And that's what
jellyfish, but
sets
she grows up.
her. Yeah, she does. She wants to be a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Because she treats all this as a game, whereas Shuji and Nyan treat this as like literally life or death for her,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be this interesting thing to see because even like cocky brats who get into mobile suits for like similar reasons as her, like Camille, he does it because he just wants to like fuck over this horrible police corruption that's in his side. Also, he hates his parents.
Yeah.
This one, who loves her mom, and she just does it because she wants to be near Shuji because she's a weird drug addict, I guess.
And she wants to feel free as well because she doesn't feel free in space or the colony.
Yeah, she's a free bird. Yeah.
Or whatever the guitar riff, just Freebird.
Mm. And then someone pointed it out on Twitter. The final shot of this episode is Machu staring at Nyan on top of the cockpit of the GQuuuuuX while the GQuuuuuX stares down at her.
Yeah.
It's kind of a parallel to the original teaser image we had of GQuuuuuX, in which the titular mobile suit is looking down on Nyan.
Oh dear. Oh,
Yeah,
that's really
and then
interesting.
the episode ends.
Yep, and that was pretty solid episode. It was pretty fun seeing the TriStars. Oh yeah, they get fucking murked. They're just dead.
Yeah, they're gone. They're
Yeah, now
dead.
it's the black single star caught in a cheating scandal and is also the mayor. Um,
Yippee!
yippee! And then time for next episode. Yes.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Gundam Boys podcast. This is part 2, and guess what? We've got goons now.
We've
Yes.
got goons now.
Yeah.
We
So
lied.
we lied. Yeah, within
That's
the
Yep.
right. I'm
3
not actually
hours.
here.
Yeah.
What? So we literally just watched episode 6. This is our fresh reaction.
Yep.
As someone who's seen Zeta Gundam, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck.
Someone
As-
who
as
hasn't
someone-
seen Zeta Gundam. Yeah, that's kind of neat.
As someone who had to mute Delty on Twitter because they keep leaking character art. Holy shit balls! This is getting crazy.
So let's talk about what happens in this episode.
Yeah.
Machu and Nyan swapped places so that Nyan doesn't get dragged into the whole clan bat thing, right? So everyone thinks, holy
Yeah.
shit, Machu cooked. And
Yeah.
there's only one team left that they have to fight in clan bat.
The 12 Olympians.
And do you know who the 12 Olympians are, Don?
No.
You're
Please
Greek.
enlighten me. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay. So you're actually asking like in historical context. Yeah.
Yeah, so the 12 Olympians are Zeus, Poseidon, Hades,
Ricky.
Hephaestus, Ricky.
They're called the Titans.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, we've been I mean if it wasn't pretty obvious, Furbus has alluded to it. Kentro has mentioned it. I, as someone who hasn't seen Zeta yet, I know.
And I have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm
This
the
is
true
this
neutral
whole
here.
time this is if it wasn't pretty obvious now, this isn't just, oh yeah, alternate UC, here's what happened after Char wins the 1 year war. This is also, yeah, this is a reimagined Zeta Gundam.
Which I'd like to point out, I've been saying since the very start, because it's Zeta, it's the Zeta anniversary this year, and they haven't announced anything big. So of course it's just
Because
going
we
to be
already
fucking
did.
GQuuuuuX.
Yup. Surprise. This is the Zeta anniversary project.
Fuck it, we're going in a non-linear fashion this time. I gotta
Fuck.
gush. So we see Bask Ohm, who is a veteran of the 1 year war. So this is from the very start. I'm like, okay, this is Zeta energy, right? Machu, I keep bringing it up. Machu acts a lot like how Camille does,
Yeah, especially
doing
in
everything on
last episode.
impulse, and then also kick someone in the balls. Yeah,
Yep, which even me, someone who I know of the character Camille Badon, I've only been shown an episode of Zeta because the plan was we were gonna wait for GQuuuuuX to show me Zeta, but big mistake there.
kind of have
But
to start
yeah,
showing you that now.
yep. Which means
So
I get to buy Zeta kits when we go to MomoCon.
mhm.
Yippee! We get to re-witness the two-boxed bathroom again.
The two boxed bathroom?
Two
Yeah,
box
you threw
bathroom.
one of your gun boxes full of Gundams into the bathroom at the hotel last year. I wouldn't take my phone into the bathroom with me when I had to go. I just grab and look at a box.
Read the manual.
I was like, why do I need my phone? I've got all the entertainment I need right here.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to pick up Zeta kits, the wish list ones I already have, because I already pre-ordered the O Gundam, the Master Grade, and I still have a Zeta Verka to finish.
Dude, you cannot build the O until the very end of Zeta.
O's not coming out till like 2026, the reprint
Yeah.
at least. So
So
I'm good
we've
there.
got until then.
Until
Yeah.
2026.
I'm
So-
definitely
watching.
gonna. I also have the Hayaku Shiki already, but I could buy it again. I do like that kit if I can find it. Anyways,
So let's just rant about the Zeta parallels, then we'll talk about the episode proper. So this episode, we see Bascom, who is the leader and founder and basically the main head honcho behind the terrorist organization of the Titans. And then we see him talking to Gates Kappa, who is a character, like higher commander and a pilot for the Titans, and also a cyber new type. We also get them talking
Cyber
about
new
cyber
type.
new types, and cyber new types are this huge thing because in the UC, both the Fetties and the Xeon, they want to manipulate new types as a weapon of war after seeing what Amuro was able to do with the Gundam. That's why they, make the Gundam Mark II. And that's why they ultimately do the Psycho Gundam, right? Because they're like, okay, let's replicate what happened with Amuro, but use it to control completely. Because cyber new types are people who have been cybernetically enhanced and like fucked around with, like completely like taken apart and then put back together so that they're able to access that new type fuckery that space noids are able to access, just through living.
Naturally.
Some very fucked things happen to cyber new types in Zeta. I'm not looking forward to seeing what happens to that new girl that we saw.
Is that? And they came out of the Flanagan Institute, right?
No, because the new cyber
Okay.
new type that we see, and those aren't Flanagan Institute because they're Earth Federation ones. So we don't know where they came from or what they're doing or where their base is, but we know that the 12 or, just the Titans, we'll just call them the Titans. They're around. They're using Clan Bat as a cover. Speaking of Clan Bat as a cover, the Pomeranians are they're bowing out.
Yep.
Mhm.
Which doesn't bode well because um they're pretty much, I mean, I could say it right. They're pretty much turning over. They're going to try and turn over the GQuuuuuX and the Red Gundam for a shitload of money, which means they're going to be selling out Shuji. Basically, so yeah, right now is the turning point of the overall plot. We're no longer. I mean, we pretty much predicted this in our initial discussions that Clan Bat wasn't going to serve as the primary vehicle for our mobile suit fights and story progression near the end.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because they're going to go to Earth at some point, right?
yeah, which really makes me. I really hope this isn't just 12 episodes. I really hope this is at least like GWitch Core style.
Mm.
Because god damn, there's a
Even
lot going on now.
even then, G-Witch is kind of the inverse of what the fuck just happened.
You're right.
Something just fell out.
Yeah.
No, so no, fucking my SD GOG fell over.
New mobile suit and
Goggers.
GQuuuuuX. That's foreshadowing. That's foreshadowing. We're gonna get like GM Space Cannon. They're gonna call it the GOG. Um, Furbus,
Purpose.
did your GOG attack you?
I got gogged.
You got GOG'd. So you were saying before. You said G, which was the inverse.
Yeah, so G-Witch is the inverse in terms of pacing to GQuuuuuX because G-Witch starts very slow and stuff doesn't really happen until the episode 7, 8. Meanwhile, GQuuuuuX has kind of like been champing through what a Gundam show would normally do within like 15 episodes.
This is fair.
And we're on episode 6, and all of this like revelation and shit's happening. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I am
So
scared.
if I remember the release stuff, because there's not going to be a whole lot of releases for GQuuuuuX. I think we had 2 that we didn't know of.
Which was
So
the Gelgoog, right?
no, I think it was after the Gelgoog.
Okay.
Mhm. There are like 3 or 4 more kits we don't know, and those
Oh,
are
it's 3 or
coming out like
4. Okay, I
those
thought
are
it was 2.
those are. I mean, it depends on. I'll have to check the website again, but
Yeah, I thought it was 2.
yeah, and one of
So
them's
if
probably going to be the Psycho.
yeah, so this leads me to my next question. What the fuck's the last one?
See,
What's the last one, guys?
if they're making a big point on Shalia Bull being a returnee from Jupiter, and it's so far along that I think, other Jupiter returnees will probably be coming in, which means Poptimus Scursero will show up.
That is
The
not a
fucking
real name.
He is, and he's the he's the primary antagonist of Zeta Gundam, and he's a piece of shit.
That's what they named them?
So,
God, imagine
it-
giving birth and naming your child Poptimus.
Do they really like Transformers?
I'm just thinking of that meme going around on Twitter right now of like a fictional character showing up, going like, "Hi guys," and someone mispronounces them, and they're just like, "Not what I'm called." just
Someone
the
did that
fucking
for
the villain of Zeta, Poptimus, showing up, and someone just calling him Pop Tart.
if we're going non-linear, we also get not necessarily character explanation, but exploration, but we kind of we get some Machu focus in that she got really pissed at Nyann for entering psychic new type space, because that was just for her apparently, which normally I'd be like that's fucking stupid. It's a collective psychic consciousness. Like it's not your fucking Facebook profile. But I'm not saying that because none of them know, I think, that what like new type stuff is. So it's all very new for them, hence why, you know, Machu's like, no, that was MySpace. You can't do that. And then she gets mad at Nyann and they aren't talking for a bit because now, it's kind of like she kind of like she's feeling lost. She doesn't have her own like personal space. She doesn't have a special connection to Shuji. Now it's also shared with Nyann. This is also when a lot of shit gets turned upside down, in which, as Ferbus mentioned before, the Pomeranians are essentially going to be selling out Machu and Shuji for the money turnout, and especially since all the reports are gathering about what the fuck the 12 Olympians are bringing to the clan bat, which is the Psycho Gundam, all this ruse because uh I guess we're now leading up to the assassination of Cassilia, or an attempt to assassinate Cassilia, because there's some rumblings going on. Now we're getting into the political aspect of this and not like the fun underground dogfighting. And even then, there are some people that are trying to help Machu in the Pomeranian, saying like, yeah, don't come back, don't come at all, just don't. And I mean, I guess because not a lot of like action stuff happened. We got glimpses of a new mobile suit. We saw the Psycho Gundam under a shroud, but the episode pretty much in itself is pretty, I won't say simple plot wise, because a lot of shit happens, but now it's like, this is definitely like this is the episode that's like, okay, yeah, this is where everything is going to be changing formatting wise. We're not getting weekly Clambat anymore. You're getting hell. So now Machu and is it Machu and Shuji and Nyann, or just Machu and Shuji that are trying to escape to Earth now?
Well, I think all of them are going to
All
try
of
and
them
go to
are.
Earth.
Yeah, so yeah,
'Cause
now the three
like
of
all
them.
of them got dragged into this conflict, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And
because Clambat is now being served as the cover up for why 12 Olympians, like you said before, is here to assassinate Cassilia.
And the assassination of Cassilia is two-pronged, because not only does it kind of feel like, oh, the Titans are going to do it, but also through Xavier's little story in this episode, it really comes to the forefront that he's from the faction of the Zabi Zeon that listens to Cassilia and not anyone else, not Girin. Because Girin and Cassilia always fight. That's like a universal constant.
Yep.
So, different ones have different things. Like, Char was under Garma's control at the start of Gundam, and then Char kind of liberates Shalia from the control of Cassilia. He says that in the beginning movie in episode 2. So it's kind of this ongoing thing of, okay, what part of Xeon are you loyal to? It's like,
What kind of American are
yeah,
you?
you're an American, but what kind?
Kind.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what that movie was called. Civil War.
Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, shit just got crazy, like really fast, and there wasn't even like a mobile suit fight in this episode. There is no mobile suit action, which is fine.
I'm 90% sure that Machu's mom is going to fucking bite in the next 3 episodes.
Yeah,
That woman's not. She's gonna show up like the next episode with like the universal mom haircut of "I'm dying soon."
Cancer? No.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Cancer.
Well, because you said universal haircut, and I'm like,
There's like there's like some
emo
like
head?
joke that floats around of like the style of like a ponytail hanging on the shoulder. Typically, mom characters that have that in shows like
They'll
Attack
just
on
die.
Titan and Full Metal Alchemist, they die.
Oh, okay.
Those are the two big ones that I know of. There might be more.
Well, she's a girl boss. They can't die.
They can't-
Right? Right, guys?
Who else
No,
is gonna
but-
gaslight and gatekeep?
Me. This wasn't really a calm before the storm episode, but honey, there's a big storm coming. Anyways.
I did the actual movements. You couldn't see it or hear it, but I did them.
Yeah. I had a feeling someone would understand what the hell I was getting at.
Oh, that's great. I can't wait to have to do this really early next week before we leave for MomoCon.
Oh crap! Because is that? Oh well, you know what? What?
Yeah.
That's how we use dead space to fill in because we don't have a mobile suit to gush about. So, uploading was a little bit wonky this week due to scheduling, but uploading coming up in a
The
few
rest of
days.
this month's going to be weird. If you're watching this as this episode comes out, you'll know that last week's got delayed. We combined it with this week's. Next week's should come out as scheduled, but the 26th will so episode 8? Episode
Yeah,
8 will
Yeah.
probably be delayed, and
Yeah,
we'll do another
we're trying.
combined episode for the start of June
yeah.
because we
We're
will
going to
be
MomoCon.
jerking off together in MomoCon.
We're all
That's
going
right.
to MomoCon.
We're gonna be in the same room,
Yeah, me for
cranking hog.
a couple of people who aren't constant members of the Gundam Boys podcast. We're all going to MomoCon, having a good time. We're definitely gonna watch the episode, but uploading
Yeah.
it might be a little bit iffy because
Yeah,
like
we'll see how that
we'll
works.
figure it out how it goes because we may or may not be able to upload the next week's early. If not, it's gonna
Like
be
at the
another
very least,
pounded.
I think we would have next week's recorded because
It-
we
it
all
should be
don't start
good.
flying out until Wednesday. So like we should
Yeah.
be good then if we do it early in the morning.
If we do it around this time next week, I'll be able to have it up.
Yeah.
and we should be a-okay. But yeah, there's you know, we're traveling, so we won't be able to like record ourselves talking about it. But
Yippee,
just know,
Gundam.
just know we're still keeping up with it. And maybe will I spend over $1,000 on Gundam kits this year? I don't know.
Yeah, keep a
Maybe.
special eye out for the Dawnbreaker Gunpla log, in which we
Yeah.
document every horrible purchase Dawnbreaker makes this year.
That's true. We could do that.
Because I tend to make a lot of purchases at MomoCon.
I alluded to it, but last year when we did this
Yeah,
trip,
let's just talk about
Dawn
fucking
brought.
we can just talk about the
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, we're gonna talk about your purchasing habits. Dawn
MomoCon
brought
time!
2 massive boxes full of Gundam kits, right? Like, how much
Heavy
money was
boxes.
that?
No, it wasn't massive. But I bought so what happened was I bought 2 ginormous kits. So no, I
And
bought
you bought
like
a bunch of small ones.
Yeah, I bought
No,
a bunch
the-
of like HG and master grades, and then I bought 2 very large kits. I bought the perfect grade Unleashed RX-78, and then because it was a damaged box and it was like at a crazy low price than what other vendors at the con were listing it as, I got a fucking Zoids kit.
Have you built the Zoids kit?
No, because it's buried under the backlog. I gotta work. I gotta work from the top down to get to it. But that's my reward for going through the rest of the backlog, and that's what I've been doing for the most part. Whenever we watch Gundam, I'll just like work through that MomoCon backlog or just that collective backlog of P Bandai kits and kits I've bought at conventions past couple of years. So yeah, I got Gojulas the Ogre version. So that's like the Gojulas in like the desert colors with like the twin shoulder cannon things.
Mhm.
And
That's
then the other,
perfect
yeah, and I
grade
got like,
Unleashed.
yup, I did. I guess if we just want to like fill in this time to talk more about my
Yeah.
irresponsible purchases,
Uh,
let's get what we thought about this week's episode out of the way. We didn't even do our arbitrary rating.
Okay.
I give it 5 assassination plots out of 5. What's your rating,
Crap, you
Purvis?
took my gimmick. You took my bit.
Gotta
Gotta think of a new bit, damn it.
think of it.
I rank this episode 7 Machu bikini shots out of 10.
You can't do that. She's a
You can't
minor.
rank it out of that, Furvis. No, you
Purvis,
can't.
you can't.
I rank this episode 5 Dawn backlog model kits out of 5.
I've gone through my backlog like pretty well. Like
Is
there's
there
just
still 5 left? Because then this.
no, there isn't 5 kits left. There's like a shitload of model kits left, but there's also like a
He's got
fat
like
stack of build
70
kits.
against
Works
his
for
wall.
me.
Yeah, I recently I went through all the Super Fuminas Furbus bought me as the running joke because that's another if we're getting a little personal on Gundam Boys podcast.
If we're getting a little
I-
personal, my name is
Nope,
James Sullivan.
No.
I live on
There it is.
423.
He's not James Sullivan.
As a running joke, every year Furbus will get me Super Fumina model kits because
You're only missing 9.
I'm only missing like a handful, excluding like variants. I like the Rinkyo Iori one.
I feel like such a fool because right after I bought that for you, and I imported that from Japan, keep in mind.
Yeah.
Because that was like the cheapest I could find it, even with import fees. They just reprinted the fucking kit in America a month later.
Haha.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, I worked my way through those. A bunch of it's just it's hard to get through, not because like I'm not the kit building hard, but I bought like a shitload of Seed master grades when we were binging Seed, and then after that I bought even more master grades at Momocon because a good bit of those are master grades and some high grades that I skipped out on initially. This year it might be real grades that I purchase.
I'm hoping to train. I don't know if I'm gonna grab any of the Gundams, but I'm gonna see what they have for like the 30-minute fantasy line.
I might check that out.
Because my store, my local store, which has been doing a really good job of buying them, they sold out of them during pre-orders, and they don't get any to like recuperate to have in store. So
Yeah.
a lot of the ones that have been coming out, I think like right now it's the Archer is the most recent one that came out. My store just isn't gonna get them for God knows how long. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed
Yeah.
that I can find it.
Yeah. This isn't I forgot what I was gonna say. That I forgot what I was gonna say. I think I've rambled enough about kits. This isn't the Momocon podcast. This is the Gundam Boys podcast.
Mm.
So with that being said, Momocon talk kind of just happened because yes, as stated before, if you're the 60-ish people that watch this consistently, to repeat this again, episode uploads might get a little wonky because we will be traveling to Momocon.
Because we're traveling to Saudi Arabia, the greatest nation known to man.
Yeah,
I will
ask the Saudi
fold
Arabia.
space to
No,
Chirac.
No. We're going to Saudi Arabia because we're trying to talk to the Saudi Arabian prince who spent millions of dollars on the Grundizer anime that just came out recently.
Yeah, we just want to ask him why.
No, I don't want to ask him why. I want to ask him like, can you do that again?
Do it again.
Like, did you do it for a good Gundam show?
No, not even. Can you just do it again, please? More mecha anime.
Apparently, that show ended on a cliffhanger.
Are you okay? So we're gonna go to Saudi Arabia and ask the Saudi Arabian prince that commissioned that to just make a season 2.
Yeah, we're going to Manga Video. We're going to go ask them to make more.
Yeah, and then we're also gonna track down. We're gonna go to Jordan to track down the bootleg copy of Dream Soldier Wingman, the anime.
And I will personally find Walt Disney's beheaded head.
Is it in Jordan?
It's somewhere. It's kept on ice. I will be finding it.
That's right. We're going to Antarctica.
This all happens in the GQuuuuuX episode, by the way. This just
Yeah,
that's-
all
that's
this happens.
This
really
is what
happened.
happens when
Dawn
Machu
goes to
and
Jordan.
Shuji go.
Goons goes on an epic vendetta against Disney World.
Don spends thousands of dollars on model kits again.
Average Gundam side plot.
Yeah. Well, that's I don't know. I think that kind of covers it for
Well, make
this
sure
week's-
to
Make sure to
uh,
smash that like button and
Make sure
that
to
subscribe button.
Make sure to subscribe on our Patreon where you get hero content
content come out one day.
or no day.
Don't forget to share this video with any Gundam Gooners you know.
We're calling all Gundam Gooners. If your favorite is Rinko Iori, you left your Mazda 3 in the parking lot.
We're gonna have to put Momocon somewhere in the title to justify this side tangent of mine, aren't we?
No,
Yes.
Okay.
we are the rulers of our own destiny. Right, Machu? And then she says some mean words.
She says like a slur. She says like a racial slur. It's like, Machu,
No.
that's not what that means.
No,
The
no.
Gundam
She
says-
says Juan.
Yeah. Oh, actually, now that
Happy
Goon's
birthday,
here,
Komugi.
Happy birthday.
we completely went off the record. Do we have anything else left to talk about? I think we pretty much gone through the episode and what we've like.
So I've got a colonoscopy happening tomorrow.
Oh my god.
No,
Should we
he
stop?
doesn't.
We need to stop the recording, right? Like we have to stop it at some
Please,
point, right?
I actually didn't eat. I'm hungry, man.
This is
Oh,
gonna
who's
turn-
you hungry, who your boy?
Me.
Who's you hungry, who your good?
Me.
Forever stop the recording, please. Please, for the love of God, stop. I have a suit to work on.